take it. Premium, bound that tongue, you believe in me. Yeah, I'ma lay it down, grabbing that crown. Lay them dollars on the ground, gonna double up now. 65 to 4 and 3, 2, one more time. Heavy punchline about to prove it. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. Clear your heads now, watch 'em peek. Let it go and prove my worth, let me earn it. Gonna pass this test and get me a permit. Watch how I do, sit down, observe it. Fires in my soul, uncontrollable burn. Look at me then, look at me now. Correct your bones to root cool, make you bow now. Class one to a point to see. Blow kiss goodbye while they scream and shriek. Let it go, let it out, take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. If you feel my vibes, then pop with me. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
Oh my god.
We're back.
Another episode of the Social Links podcast. Another.
I gotta say, I knew he'd be here.
You
What
did?
episode is this, Screen?
This
Tell me
is-
right now.
This is rank 7. The 7th rank.
7th rank.
Yeah.
This guy only thought we'd get to rank 3.
I'm gonna have to do my
This
mental
guy
request for
was a
this one.
doubter.
I did.
True, actually, not wrong.
I'm still doubting. This will be the last one.
Okay.
So yeah, today's rank 7. We got some good things to talk about, I think.
We do.
What do you what do you want to get into first? Why don't we just jump right in, as they say?
Jump into it. So, Screen, did you see? Now I'm telling you, like hot information here. No one else really knows.
Underground.
Don't worry about people who know. Underground information. Did you see? And stop me if you've heard this one before. That Persona 4's remake got a domain update recently.
I actually did, and it's not the domain update that happened probably I think at the beginning of the month. It's a second domain update now. A second domain update has hit the Persona 4 remake domain.
I meant the second one. But yes, there's a second one, which usually happens when they're close to revealing it, as it did with Persona 3 Reload, right?
They did, yeah. I mean, I think it's all but literally confirmed that I think we're gonna see P4R at the Xbox show that's been announced for June. I think that's pretty much a given.
It's crazy that it's happened this fast. All of it, they haven't even announced anything, and it's crazy to me. Like Reload, I guess though. Reload had a similar I guess advertising cycle where it was pretty much everyone knew about it, but they didn't say it.
Well, how long was there between Reload and release? I think it was it was announced it was announced in June. The domain thing was in April or March or something like that. I think it was April. And then it came out
No, the
February
domain wasn't
of the
in
next
April. I think the domain. What happened in April was we saw that internal Sega presentation.
year.
Where
I think
they
that
showed
was way
the card
farther
turning
back.
about.
Hold on. I think that was
It was in April.
month. Hold on. We're gonna find this. I don't think that's true.
Okay, well, now I feel like I'm misremembering. But
The Yukari Bow leak, right? You're talking about the
yeah,
classic one where there was now
Heroids
we
Bow.
know it's her theurgy animation. At the time we didn't really know, but it was something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I see.
Screen, were you a truther back then? Did you think that was a part of a remake, or did you think it was something else?
No, I thought it was part of a remake. Yeah. People
Yeah.
thought it was fake. Was I think the big point of contention, but I did not think so. I thought it was probably real. Yeah, that happened April 2023, and then. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess April.
Yeah.
But I think the domain leak was around the same time. Midori's dead,
Was
so
it?
it's hard to find that tweet now. But I'm pretty sure that was around the same. Fuck, I don't know. Hold on, I know who has.
I remember being a bit
information on
after.
this. I'm pretty sure this.
I think that happened in
YouTuber
May.
Screenmints went over it. Hold on. Hold on. Where's the? Did I do a video on Midori? I did, right? Yeah, this one. Hold on. Well, I did 2 videos on Midori, but one of them's more important than the other. Yeah, right. Okay, right here. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, this happened at the same time? That's kind of crazy. We have this tweet from Midori from April 9th, 2023, Persona 3 Re.jp. You see that? Yeah. I guess that was the same time that the Yukari Bow leak happened because I'm seeing here, looks like people were going over it at the same time, April 9th. April 9th. So, wow, same day. That's kind of crazy. Why? Oh, actually, hold on. It looks like this domain. I can't read Japanese. This looks like though it was either registered on the 15th or the. Yeah, so it looks like Midori came out a little bit after when people were already talking about the Bow leak to come confirm this. Would be my guess.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, okay. So we got in April we got the domain thing. We also had a leak alongside that. I don't think we're gonna get one of those at this time though.
I don't think Sega's ever gonna let that shit happen again. If I'm being entirely honest with you,
that was pretty crazy, especially because it was a lot of different things, not just P3 related to Sega. But we had the domain thing. 2 months later, the game's revealed at the Xbox show. I think it's going to be the same way around this time, and the game will probably be geared for a early 2026, mid 2026. I feel like I'm repeating myself. We've said this a lot on this podcast, but I mean, we're just seeing more and more evidence that this is probably going to be the case. I would bet considerable amounts of money on this at this point.
How much?
As much as the game's gonna cost, so like $200 or something post DLC.
Canadian, of course.
A lot. Well, I don't know. Those DLC prices get fucking crazy. Okay, how much did Reload cost in the end post all its DLC? How much is the? It's Canadian, so I think in Canadian, I think the premium version is like 120, and then the expansion pass is only like 50 on top of that, almost $200. I would think in USD that's like 130, 140.
Something like that. I bought the premium version of Reload, so
and the expansion pass.
It was something like that, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I think we might see something similar. Actually, we probably will see something similar, realistically.
But what are they going to do for the expansion content?
Hopefully something
gonna make something up
better than Episode I guess, and hopefully if they're going to do multiple waves again, I would hope something a little more fucking... Substantial for the first 2 waves, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'll do better.
You think so?
I know so.
I don't have too much faith in that. I don't know how much faith I have in that. Alice is just kind of, when it comes to DLC, I don't even really like the Rido DLC stuff, but the saving grace of that is that most of it is kind of useless. There's like 5 demons locked behind DLC, which is a little annoying. But yeah, I went over that in a video, but I don't know.
Speaking of Rido, we did see recently, we got technical specifications. We also saw the opening.
Yeah, a little bit more on Rido. I did, yeah, I saw the opening video. A lot of it was in the initial trailer for it, but it was yeah, I mean, it's a good opening. I like the song. I really like Rido's style with those like those trumpets or whatnot. Like,
yeah, dude, that shit hits.
Yeah, we
got to know the voice cast too in English. They're gonna redub it. That's pretty cool.
How do you say her name? Don Bennett, I think.
Don Bennett. It's Aigis.
Yeah, who's Aigis in P3R. He's gonna be on the English cast. I think Tay is the character, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Who's playing Rido again? I feel like I recognized his
was it
VA, but I forgot
Yu?
his
Is that his name?
Yes, he plays. I think he plays the protagonist in Zenless Zone's Hero.
Well,
Wise, the male protagonist.
Apparently, he's getting much bigger. He's like kind of on like his Alex Lee shit right now, where he's kind of growing bigger and bigger and getting into everything, and yeah.
He plays also Jamie in Street Fighter 6. He's getting big roles. Yeah, he's probably gonna keep on being on the up and up. He's probably gonna be Persona 6.
that would be kind of crazy, actually. I'm very curious to see the Persona 6 cast and details. Like, I don't get me wrong, I'm not as doomer on all these like remakes and shit as everyone else. Like, I like the P4 remake. I don't love the idea, but I'm going into it with an open mind, I guess. And then I do like the idea of the Rido stuff. But man, man, when are we getting like a proper new Persona game? Because Atlas at least gave us, I guess, Vengeance was an expanded version, but we did get Metaphor last year, which was really big.
Yeah, that's completely original IP.
Fuck, man, when are we getting like a proper new Persona game? It's been a minute.
It'll be sooner than you think. I can see the future.
I hope so, because we're running dry right now. Although we did get a little bit of Rido, yeah. I mean, the opening and whatnot.
The specs, too.
Some details and specifications. The Nintendo Switch 2 version is a Game Cart exclusive, which means I think
got people angry.
Yeah, you buy the physical edition, like it has a proper case and everything, but there's no cartridge. I think the Switch One version does have one though.
No, it has a cartridge, but it's one of those like where the cartridge only has like the game key.
I think the
There's
Switch
no
One.
data on
I
it.
don't think the Switch One is like that. I think it's only the Switch Two version.
No, the Switch one is normal, but the Switch
Yeah.
2 version, yeah, it's just a game card key.
Yeah. So good for that, I guess. Well, not good for the Switch 2 version, but good that at least has a Switch 1 version that has a proper physical. I think the game cart shit is cringe. It's not a very brave take, but it is kind of dumb. But I don't know. I mean, I didn't think Rhino would get a physical release at all. I was very wrong about that. So I'm kind of looking at it through that lens still, and kind of like, well, all right, at least we got something. Yeah.
You know what interests me about that is that the Switch 2 version is like going to be like they couldn't say, confirm it's going to run a solid 60. They said 30 to 60 at 1080p, which I think is a little crazy.
The Switch 2 version?
Yeah, Switch 2 version in particular.
That is a little rough. I think the Switch 2 biggest battle right now is going to be frame rate. Again, just like
I just can't imagine why it can't do 60 though. It doesn't seem like that intensive of a game from what we saw. Like, it doesn't look bad per se. It's just, I don't know.
I agree, but I have no idea with the Switch stuff. The Switch is a really weird console, but Atlas has been pretty good at optimizing their stuff for it, so that would shock me a little bit, yeah.
God, it's such a mess there on that front. Screen.
Yep.
I have to say, did you see the Metaphor GDC talk? Or talks?
I did see that it happened, and I did skim to the video and post screenshots of it on Twitter.
I watched both of them in their fucking entirety. Okay. And I've been illuminated in a different way.
Okay. I believe they're
one
on
of the biggest takeaways I got.
Game design and UI, right? Those are the two
yes.
different
The turn-based the combat design and the art direction.
All right, what happened to them?
So the combat design wasn't super duper interesting. The most interesting takeaway, I think, is how Atlas handles like they changed the way they do QA during during Metaphor. Apparently, they started doing fucking Zoom calls and shit, like while watching their players play, and like the devs would like watch and like take notes of the issues, like while as it happened and shit. But I think the most interesting thing I got from that entire thing was that they acknowledged fan feedback, and one of the biggest things they acknowledged was that people want to see more like Metaphor, like games or spin-offs. I thought that was very interesting. Like the fact that they mentioned that through GDC's talk. I do have a feeling we're probably gonna see more Metaphor, like
I mean, yeah, and naturally we definitely will. It's just a matter of when and how, I guess. The leaks a while back about the expanded edition pissed a lot of people off. But that seems like it's gonna be a thing. Yeah, I guess I don't know what's next for Metaphor, but I think that was like a really long project for Atlas, right?
Yeah, it took really long.
Like Metaphor went through like a lot of phases and shit, so.
Yeah.
Now they have more of a base. It might be a little bit easier, but I think it might still be a while since we see. I think right now we're kind of gearing back into the Persona and kind of SMT or like I guess general Mega Tenley Raito and stuff era for now, and then Metaphor will come out once we've passed that era again. I like what I'm saying is like I don't think we're gonna see Metaphor even an expanded edition before we see Persona 6. You know.
Oh, of course. I completely agree. I think that's the expectation for sure. I also find it weird how in their art direction talk you can see like this game went through so many iterations. Like even like one of the and this wasn't even in the art direction talk. No, it was. I lied. It's as you see a screenshot of like Hulk. I guess an earlier design for Hulkenberg, and like the portrait is completely different, and the areas look different, and she looks different, and she looks like she's like the only character on screen. It's like Metaphor went through a
I'm kind of endeared by that idea of Hulkenberg being the protagonist, you know?
I think that was going to be like the idea for a decent amount of time, given that like when they showed ReFantazio art for the first time, it was Hulkenberg, or who Hulkenberg was initially, at least.
Yeah, I've seen all those like red-haired like like concept art and whatnot of all that type of stuff. I'm kind of curious why all the flips in this. I don't know if it was like in the story or the narrative or it was just a design choice. I'm curious because it seemed like they were set on that for a while with the original concept, and then that all got changed at one point.
I think the common narrative, at least from what we obviously don't have any confirmation, but from what we know as Metaphor's like development went on, it went closer and closer to being like an anniversary release. So they shifted direction a lot to reflect that, and it became more a celebration of everything Atlas that came before, rather than the more like, I don't want to say original, but the different direction it initially had wasn't based on past works, I don't think.
Yeah, I think like even in particular to this screenshot, like there's I don't know, there's something about it that I kind of wish we got to keep in a way. Like there's something about it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just attached to Hulkenberg, so I just like the idea of her as a protagonist or what. But like, there's something about this style, that I think I might actually prefer. I don't know if it's like the typography or like the UI layout or whatnot, but there's something very, I don't know, almost nostalgic about it.
Well, listen, when I watched the show, I saw how they iterated on like their art direction. They go into it really particularly. They say that their exact wording was they want something cool, something. Fuck, hold on. I posted screenshots of this. I didn't post it on Twitter, but I did think I posted it somewhere else. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. But it was just them detailing like what went into their UI design, for Metaphor, and not even just UI, like art design as well, like as in its entirety. They really wanted it to be like, oh, here, I found it. Okay, they wanted it to be cool, immersive, intriguing, and buzzworthy. That was like their 4 pillars for design when going into Metaphor. And like they have another UI that like looks like it could fit in with that screenshot of Hulkenberg, at least like aesthetically. And they said it was scrapped because it wasn't like, I think for their exact wording was that it just was too bland, like too like boring. And another one got like that was kind of similar in like its style was also rejected, not because it was bland, but because it like wasn't uniquely Atlas enough. Like I feels like they really tried. Like I feel like that screenshot we saw a moment ago, I think anyone could have made a game that looked like that, and that's the reason why it was scrapped. It just wasn't Atlas, or it wasn't uniquely Atlas, I guess, per their wording.
That makes sense. I did see the one comparison they did of kind of two different victory screens, and they were like, one of these is uniquely Metaphor, and the other one kind of looks like it could fit into any other type of thing. There was this feeling of trying to make it look unique. I guess to an extent that's probably fair.
I really thought it was super intriguing to watch to hear like exactly how like they iterated on things. They had actually Hashino like told them like to stop being fucking concerned with what other people think. They mentioned that in the talk, how they found their own footing when they designed this completely like locked in what they wanted, not what they thought other people would have wanted, which I thought was pretty cool. Because that like ink, you saw that ink one, right? That I think you posted it, the like really like the super heavy ink aesthetic. That's what they called it, at least in the talk. And that one was scrapped because they said I think it was too reminiscent of Persona and it didn't fit like the fantasy aesthetic.
Yeah, there were a lot of this GDC thing. I think the most interesting thing it gave us was there was a lot of early UI concepts and whatnot that we kind of got that looked really interesting for what they were.
That one's the one I mentioned that actually got scrapped because it was too bland. This one got scrapped because it wasn't Atlas enough. This one got scrapped because it was too dark.
The third one.
The third one was too dark. Yeah, that's why I got scrapped. And that one, obviously, the last one is what we ended up getting at the end of the day. Yeah.
Then these kind of party member thing that look a lot more stylized than I think the final games. Like they're more in your face at least, and kind of.
I feel like this is the one that they said was to Persona. I think that's why they didn't make it.
That is probably fair, actually. It is a little reminiscent of it. Metaphor definitely
looks
feels
good.
different in its UI, I think, from the thing. But yeah, this looks like an insane. Like the concept here, I wouldn't. This would look nice for a Persona game.
I think I would be shocked if we didn't see at least this partially like inspiring other designs in the future. It looks really good, too good to just be nothing more than a concept.
Yeah, Metaphor went through a lot, and all those GDC talks are public. Anything else that was interesting in them, or?
They mentioned how the UI for like that one that got scrapped because it was too dark. The theme apparently the guiding idea from that one was anxiety, and it would have been like the further you went in the menus. I think they posted another screenshot of like another menu from it, but I could be misremembering. From that same aesthetic, I mean. And the whole idea was that like you're going through the layers of anxiety that the protagonist feels, and that like it'd get like darker the further you went in. That was like the idea. Like you're reaching into his head.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty intriguing. A lot of things like that. You hear like the philosophy and all that in that talk. they wanted it to be like a like the final result. Obviously, they wanted it to be like a reflection of the protagonist's thoughts. And neat tidbit. This is a spoiler, by the way, for Metaphor, but that game's been out for like 6 months. Who gives a fuck? They mention like in kind of coyly in the video, like, I wonder why the protagonist is lying down. If you beat the game, you probably know why. In the menus, I mean. And if you beat the game, you'll know it's because the prince is like doing that for most of the game, and it's supposed to be like reflecting that, you know. Well, I mean, that's the implication I got from it, at least. I don't know why else he would like say you'd have to beat the game to know, but like
Yeah,
you agree with that, right?
not something that I guess I just never interpreted it that way, but yeah, that is like he is definitely lying down in this main menu portrait here for sure.
Yeah, it's really clever. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cute way of kind of tying things together. Yeah, um, there's a lot of cute little things in Metaphor's menus that kind of hides things that will eventually become kind of part of the narrative. The princess's eyes closed during those transition screens, right?
Yeah.
And whatnot, and those kind of, I guess if you had them open, it would give away, make it a little too obvious the parallels between him and the protagonist, I guess, to put it lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. Like, it really is insane. Like, it feels like Atlas puts more thought into the UIs with every like coming entry. Like, they always put thought into it. Like, it's like from P5 especially onwards, but it feels like even now they're doing even more so. Like, they care about it a lot. What were we gonna say?
I'm very curious to see what they do for a P4R like concept. I think there's a lot of places to go with it. I think we're both pretty positive on reloads menus, right?
Yeah, I think they look great.
Yeah, it's like a really nice looking it's like a really nice looking concept for like the water motifs and shit, and kind of iterating on all the themes of Persona 3 and kind of having a different way of looking at it. And I don't know what they're gonna do for P4, but I think there's a few different
TV
directions they could
aesthetic,
go.
just like an easy one. I think they should like really go into that TV aesthetic. Like, you're changing channels and shit. I think that'd be tough. Or do more with the police tape. I don't know. Do something to make it like to really establish that detective and that TV aesthetic in their menus would go hard.
Yeah. Uh, anything else that's happened in the Atlas world? I don't know. I don't know if there's really all too much that Atlas has been kind of drip feeding us. Besides the Rido stuff, I mean, there was a good amount. With the
P5X
Rido
and
stuff.
P Persona 3 Reload. We got that teaser animation.
That's true.
That was crazy.
We got that.
It does
I
look
think
very,
literally
very
yesterday
good.
that came out.
Yeah.
That was a very
Oh,
like
that shit
this
looked great.
animation looked like it looked literally like the or like Reload's opening. Like it looked like it had the same level of quality or same level of quality and like animation budget. I don't know what you'd call it, but like it looked
Fidelity. Yeah, I know
yeah,
what you mean.
it
Like,
looked the
as
same
like
to me.
full in full
Yeah,
life.
like I was
Yeah.
impressed, to be honest with you. I can get this up.
It
Like
looks great. Like, fantastic.
yeah, like Jesus Christ, like look how this looks like the same level of quality. I wouldn't even be able to tell if you told me these were like animated during the same session or something. I would believe you.
It looks great. It looks really, really good. Also looks like she's about to run over Ken there, based.
Probably for the better.
I love this
deserve it.
aesthetic that like it feels like Reload like really goes into it, like in I guess in the openings of like the 3D cityscape like being like the way it looks. I don't know why I really like that the way they handle it in Reload. They do it in the same thing in Full Moon Full Life. Looks nice.
I'm kind of ready for this, to be honest with you. I'm not too much of a P5Xer. I'm not huge on the game, but the concept of a Persona 3 collab is very interesting. And I imagine the same will happen for Persona 4 once that remake comes out. I don't know when the fuck this
It's
game's gonna
probably
get a
gonna get one
global
too.
release though.
It feels like they're like wasting time the more they don't do it.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
because
know.
like a lot of the things would be super interesting for like worldwide fans, especially like this like collab with P3. I think that's a big one. That have a lot of buzz for sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's soon.
literally
I think what
no
they probably
idea.
want to do,
I've
they
seen some.
probably want to dub it. That's like my biggest guess right now. They probably just want to have an English dub.
I guess that would make sense. It would kind of shock me if they went that far with it though, but maybe if the game makes enough money. That's a
Well,
lot of
clearly, I think it clearly does. If like you see how that fucking you saw that shit looked.
I mean, good point. Yeah, I guess if they have that much fucking budget for the opening, it's just that's crazy to me. I don't know. I didn't know. I guess these games make a lot more money than I thought they did.
I think P5X is gonna fall off. Like, I don't get me wrong. I don't want to say I think it's like horrible, irredeemable, should not be profitable. I just didn't expect all this, you know?
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy amount of effort they've been putting into this.
I'm glad though. I mean, it's gonna bring more people if it looks like impressive visually. It's gonna bring in a lot more interest. Like I think like you're gonna see more buzz. Like since they keep on doing openings, like each opening is probably gonna bring even more buzz. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Look into.
They did a second opening somewhat recently too, which was also, it was a good opening. P5X was pretty good openings. I think I prefer the first one a little bit more, but the second one was really good too. Yeah, they're kind of killing it with this game. Like in
Well,
terms
showstopper.
of presentation and everything, at least. Yeah.
Lynn's gonna be making music for Atlas until she's 90.
What do you think the genre for Persona 6 is gonna be?
Turn based.
No, not
Like,
the
is that what you
fucking
mean, like
game
combat?
genre. Like the music genre. Persona 3 kind of had its
Oh!
more hip hop
Oh, I think
inspired
it's gonna
stuff,
lean into.
fusion.
I think it's gonna lean into rock.
Hmm.
You want to know why I think that?
Why?
So this might be unhinged to say, but the Persona 4 Reincarnation album leans like into that jazz aesthetic for a lot of the P4 tracks, and then P5 was super jazzy, right? And P5 spin-offs, especially Strikers, that's like the big P5 spin-off, and Tactica as well, kind of, not to the same extent, but they both lean really hard into rock soundtracks, which makes me think like if the spin-offs are anything to indicate like how they want to handle the next game, I think P6 is going to lean to that rock sound. For
I
sure.
don't know about that. I think Strikers leans really hard into the rock aesthetic because it's a more action-paced game, right? It's an action RPG. It kind of has this very fast pace to it. And they probably wanted to do something to separate it from the layer of Persona 5's, like just not doing the same style again. I don't think they're gonna do, or I don't think that's at least an indicator of what they're gonna do.
Which genre do you think they're going to do?
Tactica had a lot of like lo-fi stuff on top of
That's true.
the more electronic stuff I was doing. I have no idea. I don't know if we're gonna get. It's really easy to not include Persona 1 and 2 in these discussions, but like I think if we're going in a new direction with Persona 6, and I think we are, I think that's what they should do, and I think it's all but guaranteed that it's what they're going to do. I think it's pretty. I think we have good odds to believe that's going to be the case. I don't know if we're gonna. It might just sound more like a. I don't know. I want to say it might just sound more like your typical RPG soundtrack, but more, well executed in its Persona or whatnot. Because like 3, 4, and 5 did 3 very distinct genres to separate themselves, and now we're kind of starting a new page again. Persona 1 and 2 had some very interesting music in it, but they weren't all too separate in style from each other. Even though I think Persona 1 and 2 had different composers, I think. They sounded somewhat similar in a lot of the philosophies they used. I don't know though. I have no idea what they could do for P6. I guess it depends what the game's like, to be honest with you, which we don't know
If I'm
much
being entirely
about.
honest with you, I think even if they do go in a radically different direction with P6, I think they're going to keep up the trend of making the music like distinct in the same way that it was for 3, 4, and 5. I just don't see why they would stop that because I feel like Persona is at this point known for that kind of like thing with their soundtracks.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go in a lot of different directions for P6, and maybe they don't even nail it down to one soundtrack, like one style.
Well, I could see them doing 2, but are we allowed to? Is that never mind. I can see them going in a lot of different directions too. I agree.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, we don't know anything. We don't know too much about Persona 6 just yet. I don't think we will for a little bit because Persona 4 remakes the new big thing or whatever. But we'll get there.
They'll update the P6 domain eventually, guys. Don't worry about it. They'll do it soon.
Do you want to talk about this? Did you see the Kaneko Doi kind of discourse that was happening?
I did. I saw a little bit of that. Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. I mean, I've always been a Doi head. Okay. I think I've always thought Kaneko was a bit overrated, but I don't know. Maybe that's like heresy. And Megaton community.
I like Kaneko's style, okay, and his demon designs and whatnot, but like the original tweet that blew up has 6,000 likes here was I think a reason I don't like Doi designs as much as Kaneko is because often they're sexual without any real artistic intent. I do not like this version.
I don't like it either.
Like angels have a very sexual BDSM-esque design to reflect how they obey God. Cleo has triple D's and a BBL so you can goon to her. very charitable, very charitable summary of the Clio design here. I did a whole thread responding to this because I thought it was dumb. I responded with literally the opposite meme, and I think the reason I like the Conoco designs is because Cleopatra has all this thing, and then Angel's in a BDSM outfit, so you can get into her just doing the opposite thing. I don't really believe this, but just to show that you can make generalizations large enough to, I think, it can work in either direction, you know?
I agree, and like Cleopatra, like I think it's supposed to be taking on like the temptress angle for her, right? Like that's like there's like a reason for it beyond just gooning.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
even if it was just gooning, I'm pretty sure Conoco's a
Cleopatra,
fucking freak as well. So I'm
Cleopatra
sure.
is like there's a very popular pop culture interpretation that she used her ability to seduct to kind of, that's why she had two relationships with Caesar and Mark Antony, and that's how that's her portrayal, right? She had this ability to seduct a lot of men or whatever, even though it's not actually historically accurate. Apparently she was actually able to just have a lot of relationships because she was very charming and witty. I don't know. They completely flipped the script on it in popular culture, I think. I read like the whole history of this to be able to respond to this
Really?
thread adequately. So like I know too much about this now. Yeah. Like apparently
I
even the
didn't know the
Romans
history.
had like written kind of inaccurate and more extreme portrayals of Cleopatra, but then um even the most extreme out of what everything that they had said was still not as extreme as the pop culture portrayal for today. And then you can get into the reasons why. You can go back as to why pop culture certain things sell, or like there might be some misogyny things that kind of brought her over into a certain direction and whatnot. But Doy's interpretation of Cleopatra is very much in line with the popular culture thing of it, right? I mean, it's more than just
Yeah.
gooning to her. Now, whether you want to criticize it for being inaccurate or not, then sure. I mean, I don't know if we like these designs just because they're as accurate as possible. It's not exactly supposed to be like a super historically accurate series, but yeah, I think reducing it to, oh, she's like this because it's goon bait, I think is a bit much.
I agree, and I also think that like Conoco's a fucking freak. Okay, if you want to like say he's some enlightened artist, that's fine. I guarantee if even if that is the guiding hand behind like the idea he made Angel look that way, the whole being a servant of God thing.
Which
Sure,
I think it is. I think he said that before. So,
I believe that, but I also believe it's because they made his dick hard. Okay, like Conoco is a
but like the problem too with these tweets too is you're also playing on their ground, because like when you're making these comparison tweets of two people who have um extensive backlogs of designs and shit, and then you cherry pick two specific demons, like you're already, and it's funny how it still doesn't work in this sense, but you're already making almost like a biased comparison. Like there
yeah,
are examples where you could do this totally in reverse and probably have it be more legitimate too, where you can find Conoco that are
like the one
designs that are
like
more
the million tits.
goon-esque, and then you can find Doi designs that are a little bit more I don't have more meaning to them, I guess. Um,
Sure, yeah,
yeah,
more
so like
artistically
you're
oriented, so
already
to say.
cherry picking with this comparison in the first place. What's even funnier to me that I don't even think this is a very fair comparison, anyways. Like, or a very very summary of these two designs. Like the Clio one is obviously reductive.
I agree. It's crazy too because Zoe's just a better demon designer, anyways. At the end of the day, so
I mean, they're both really strong for different reasons. It's like there's I kind of like Hanukkah's art style more, to be honest with you, but I think I might prefer Doi's designs. At least I when I think of strong demon designs, a lot of Doi's immediately pop into my head. I really like his
Beyond.
Zeus. I really like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I like all the Kadishu are pretty cool. There's a lot of really good designs, but Kaneko has so many classic ones that we've just come to become
Jack
complacent.
Frost, he was in his fucking bag. I can't with Jack
Sure,
Frost. He was in his fucking bag.
there's
I can't
so
lie.
even Angel, right? I mean, there's so many that we've become complacent with because they're in like so many Megathon games at this point that we're just used to them being around there. So it's kind of hard to compare, especially when Conoco's a much bigger line of designs too. We'll see. Maybe on average, I do prefer the average Doi design, but we'd have to go through and do like a proper, I don't know, tier list or bracket or something to properly actually, I
You,
think, know who has the better designs, if we can at least look at it like that, maybe.
you know what's crazy? I actually like. I think I like the Doe design for Angels more than Chronicos.
Are you talking about like Angel itself?
Yeah, like the Angel in SMT5. I think I prefer how it looks.
I don't know if I
Have you
agree
seen
with
it?
that. I have, yeah.
Really?
The original Angel is classic. This SMT5 one, it's not bad. I like this. But I don't know. This Angel
I
design is
like
really cool.
I like the halo being like a sort of like golden hat and like being like masked, like the servants of God are just like you know like they have no individuality. I think that really lines in with the whole like law aesthetic that the series has. I like that. I don't
That
know.
makes me think, why wasn't the tweet comparison just these two? This would be at least more fair, no? Because these are
I suppose.
interpretations of the exact same character, or demon. I don't know. I don't know. I think the Angel one goes harder. I mean, this is just classic. I mean, come on. It was like taped up and shit. I don't know. I mean, this is a good design though. I don't hate this for sure.
I think I like that. And like but again, he was in his fucking bag with Jack Frost. Like they've had that logo like since like before I was born. That shit's like they've had that logo for a long fucking time. Like he's been their mascot for
Sure,
ages.
Jack Frost is. I mean, Jack Frost.
Classic.
I mean,
Fucking classic.
all the Frosts are pretty classic at this point. Pretty ingrained in Atlas culture. Yeah. We've been
Artemis' design?
let me go start. We should end this with another bracket. Okay, we should do a demon design bracket if there is one. Oh, is Artemis the one
Is.
with all the tits?
Well, I'm at the SMT5 one.
Oh, okay. This I don't even know how much. We could probably show the original. We'll play on the safe side and don't though. But the original one is like the one with like literally
Mini boobs, right?
yeah, like just all over it. Yeah. Artemis is cool. I do think the original one is more creative though. I could take or leave this one. I mean it's fine.
I like the little crescent moon like on her head.
It is cute. I don't know how you get two wildly
Stars.
different interpretations. It was very different from the other one.
I think this Conoco's fucking a little insane, but most artists are in a good way. I mean, I don't like that original Conoco one. I have to say.
You don't like the Iconica one with all the tits?
No, I don't think I'm a fan.
That one is.
Are you?
Oh, yeah, that's a fucking good design.
It's memorable. I don't know what else it is beyond that though.
Pretty crazy. God, we really should do. I really want to do a demon bracket now.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Then.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to find one though. So for now, keep going. What have you been playing? Any Megami Tensei recently? You fucking traitor! You've been all up, okay? In the Xenoblade grind, okay? I've been out here grinding Megaten games. I finished, by the way, since the last podcast. Eternal Punishment. I've now played every single mainline Persona game. I'm only right now going back to Persona 3 FES. Only to
Better argue against reload haters, I guess.
absolutely. No, I'm kidding. I'm going there because I had played FES, but I never actually finished it. So I'm going back around now to fully finish FES and kind of have a full opinion on that. And then I would have played every version of Persona 3 after that. Every mainline Persona game I've already played. Yeah. Eternal Punishment, by the way, was really good. Now, I don't think it was like my favorite like album. I don't think it was my favorite it's not my favorite Persona game, naturally. But it was really good. I think I do really like the story in Eternal Punishment, and in terms of like the gameplay, it's definitely the most refined of the of the classic Persona games. Like I think they finally Innocent Sin was supposed to improve over P1, but it kind of took some steps back in some other ways. Eternal Punishment took what Innocent Sin did and actually did everything properly better, I'd say. Story was very cinematic. I honestly felt a little underwhelmed by the ending. Not because of what it was, but because of what it wasn't. I think Eternal Punishment could have had a little bit more to its ending, I guess. I don't know if that's a hot take. It probably is. I don't. It was this big culmination. I can say this much: Eternal Punishment is the culmination of all the classic Persona games. It kind of integrates Persona 1 in a lot of ways. It obviously iterates on Innocence and Persona 2. it's very much the culmination of like all of those games. And I guess I just expected something a little bit bigger in its true final cutscene climax type stuff. But I mean, I like it. It was still really good.
Now, as for my thoughts on Eternal Punishment, my thoughts are I haven't played it, but I believe in a lot what you're saying is probably true, especially like about that. I just want to make fun of old Sona games. I'm sorry. If I speak more, it's
When
gonna
are
start
you
insulting me
playing
viciously.
Persona 1? All right, we got to get the Persona 1 playthrough.
Oh my
Then
god,
you could
it's so annoying to
aptly.
fucking play. Oh my god. It's so annoying to play Persona 1 like you would not fucking believe, dude.
Hey,
Just,
I got through that game, and then I went back for the other route, the Snow Queen route, okay? Which that was the most difficult thing to do, because I mean, there were parts of the game that certainly felt like drags. Kama Palace needing to do that twice when it was already so bad the first time was fucking annoying. There's a lot of really annoying bits of it. I don't like the combat very much in general, so that doesn't help. I don't really like most of the dungeon design. Innocence and Eternal Punishment may have more uninteresting dungeon design, but it is certainly more it definitely annoys me a lot
doable.
more. So, or sorry, annoys me a lot less. So I think on that bound, I have to give it the one up there. But even then, I still went back for Snow Queen route, you know, which might have the most annoying dungeon out of all of the routes. Thanatos Tower. That one is a fun one, all right.
bad. Take you long, worse than Kama Palace?
I'd say so.
Wow, you
Although
must
I do
hate that
like
shit
that.
then.
Like the problem with Thanatos Tower is that whenever any of your teammates die, right, they lose their persona, and you have to go back to Tartarus, funnily enough,
Mm.
to go get it back. And that's on the 3rd floor. So, and there's like 8 floors to this dungeon. So the best way to get through that dungeon is just not to fight and just negotiate your way out of every battle. And I'm just like, okay. Alright. Because you don't want to risk losing your personas for the
Fucking
final
game.
boss, right? Or for the
Yeah.
boss of that dungeon. Which is also probably the hardest boss in the game as well, I'd say. If it's the one I'm remembering. Or actually, no, maybe that was the final boss. Oh no, I think I'm thinking of the final boss. Never mind. The one with all the different, if anyone's even played the game, the different pink things that come
Probably
out of the
not.
ground. There's like 7 different enemies. That I think was the hardest boss in the game. I think that was the final boss of Snow Queen though. Forgot the name off the top of my head, but yeah. Anyways, I do want to do a Mega 10 demon bracket
God.
on
I
designs.
have to say, the trip to Xenoblade Land has been nice. I can't lie. Those games are fun.
I'm sure they are, but you don't run Xenoblade links, okay? You don't run Xenolinks. You run fucking social links.
Hey, I already thought of a name. For a social Xenoblade podcast. Okay, it's called Heart to Heart because fucking there's a event in those games where you talk with your party and they're called Heart to Hearts. That'd be the perfect name, actually. So
I mean, I believe you, but I still think. Well, we gotta get you a more Megaton. You're on Xenoblade 3, right? Fucking finish that game, okay?
I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it. All right. I saw Future Redeemed after that, by the way, but
Oh, kill me. Guys, he doesn't
Future
even
Redeemed's
like
like
the
DLC.
series
The
anymore. Have you
DLCs
realized
in
that?
those games are like actual full games. What's up?
Have you realized you don't even like Persona, do you? You just
I do.
sit here and you lie.
My backlog.
You're betraying us
Oh my.
for the Xeno
God.
shit, okay? I can't believe it.
Like every time I see someone on Twitter like who's like a Xenoblade fan, like shit on Persona, like I do like feel like my nerves like protruding on the side of my head a little bit. Is it wrong? Like I mean, Xenoblade's good. I have to say now that I've played everything that comes before Xenoblade 3, the best of the series only gets above Persona 4. So far at least. Unless Xenoblade 3 is like Ultra Kino, and maybe I'll be wrong, but so far I do not see how this series stacks up to Persona in a very favorable way. I'm saying Persona's better. Screen.
Okay, that's good at least. Here we go. Okay, I found a good list of demons here. You ready? How many do you want to do? We can go. We can do the whole episode of this if you want to.
Do you want to? I'm down.
Okay, let's go. Let's do every single demon on this list. 256, baby.
Good lord.
Like, guys, when the Xbox show happens, okay, then there's gonna be so much to talk about.
We're gonna have a 3 hour long episode when that happens. Okay.
All right, you ready? We
Yeah,
got
born
the
ready.
first one, William
Belial.
or Belial. I'll
So
stream this in
first of all,
Discord.
are they using that's the P5X render, isn't it?
I think they are using the P5X Discord for pretty much all of them.
Some of them are censored. Ah, whatever. It's Wilhelm, by the way,
You think it's William?
or William. I don't know why I said Wilhelm. Yeah, William.
I think I'm more of a Belial guy here.
You're insane.
I mean, William's cool, and he's riding that little. I don't even know. It's like a futuristic ship or some shit.
It's a yacht. It's like a yacht.
Yeah, like a yacht. Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
You tell me William isn't tough as hell.
Captain Kidd's cooler.
I actually like William more than Captain Kidd.
Really?
Yeah, I like Captain Kidd a lot though. Don't get me wrong. It's just no William.
How are we gonna fix these fucking these
We can
ties?
either pull chat, which you have bias because subs get more votes.
Yeah,
or
the
whatever,
problem is there's
or
256 of these fucking things.
We can do a coin flip.
How about this? Whenever there is a conflict, the one on the left wins.
I mean, I guess sure if you want to do that.
I don't have to go through coin flipping every single one.
That's fine. Okay.
All right, you win a William. Fine, fuck you. Adra
Flauros.
Melek.
These are both. Or
Flauros.
sorry, the one on the left's a Doi design. One on the left is on the right is a Conoco one. The Conoco one wins. That Doi design is ugly as fuck.
I mean, he's got an appeal to him. He's kind of got this big ol'.
It's from Apocalypse, by the way.
I don't even know what the fuck you call. He looks like a peacock.
It does. I think that's the point. But it looks. I fucking hate that design so much.
I mean, it's definitely not better than Floros, who's a
Yeah.
tiger, but his head is in the middle of his more. What do you call it?
You can do it. Anthropomorphize. Anthropomorphic.
I'm gonna have a stroke. Yeah. Floros is cool. I'll give it to Floros.
I agree.
Okay, wow. Apparently that's the last one. What the fuck?
Wow. That's crazy.
Hey!
Fucking work!
What the fuck? What? Did they take it down while we were doing it? That's not possible. I think I put the URL three
Why
times.
is it possible?
Hold on, we're restarting apparently. All right, Silky or Thoth?
Thoth.
Ooh.
That monkey's reading a book, bro. That shit's tough.
That is tough as fuck. I can't lie. Silky's kind of cute though. Got the green. I'll give it to Thoth. He's reading a book. You're right.
Robin Hood.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's gotta be Robin Hood.
Absolutely. We're catchy heads here.
What the fuck?
The fuck?
Hey, motherfucker! Ooh, foo foo! Fix your fucking servers. Hold on. What?
What the fuck?
What? Hold on. Ignore it. Look at Megaton Reddit for a second. Anything you see here you like?
These absolute beauties came in today. Probably children. They're Megaton fans.
Where do you even see that? Oh.
Oh, that's cool. Now I feel bad.
Yeah, we should just do Reddit recap sometimes. You know, there's a lot to talk about here.
No.
We need topics. We need to like hire someone to write like a topic list. Reddit's the closest we're gonna get to a aggregator. All right, hold on. I feel like my whole PC is blowing up right now.
Wait, someone on Reddit is talking about the fucking Twitter discourse.
Where? Oh, yeah, this is why I saw it.
The fucking Conoco one at the very bottom.
Kind of got a point here. If people did the same shit back in the day, people would just call it full of artistic intent. Kind of true. People do.
Someone in chat mentioned Marky debate when.
Oh fuck! That's right. We're supposed to do a Marky debate.
I thought we'd say that for like a really rainy day. We had topics to discuss today. Maybe not many. We did have something.
Man, Marky debate. It's gonna be bad. I feel like I could win though.
I'd win.
I'd win. I actually don't have a doubt in my mind I'd win.
The easiest fucking debate buster is so you're okay with people being killed for no reason in war? Interesting. Okay.
My answer would be yes, absolutely. Liberal destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that website actually just not working
I,
anymore?
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm like every single
try.
bracket I try
Okay.
completely breaks.
Let me see if it works for me. Let's take a look.
Fuck, here I'll give you the bracket. Oblivion remaster. You a big fan?
What remaster?
Oblivion?
I don't give a fuck about Bethesda, okay? I don't give a fuck about anything that fucking Todd Howard Cuck does.
Really, it was good. People are really liking the remaster.
Yeah, they're lying.
They shadow dropped that shit too. Got it crazy.
Okay, it's working for me screen. The fucking Wi-Fi memes.
What the fuck?
Do you want me to stream?
I guess.
You can just stream that.
Why would they do this to me? Did they hate me in particular? Is that what it is?
Probably.
Oh, it's working for me now.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Fine.
Why did
Okay.
Oh, it's broken again. What the
My
fuck?
fucking okay. Now you're confusing me, screen. I don't know what I'm doing.
It was
anymore.
working, and then it stopped again.
Oh well, hold on. I only did more than 2. Do you want to? I'll do the full thing. I'll do like 10 or something. If it stops you at any point, then okay. It stopped me after 1. Okay, what the fuck is happening?
There's something broken. The website's broke. It brokey.
Oh, fuck my life. Why?
Can you believe they broke on social links day? They were like, we fucked these guys.
Okay, well now it's working for me. I've done 4. Okay, never mind. After 4, it stopped working again. What the fuck?
Look at this shit. I don't believe it.
Why is he doing this?
The most important website on the internet is broken. If I can't do my brackets, what am I supposed to do with myself?
It's the most.
Wait, hold on. It's working for me. It's working. Hold on. I'm 6 in. 7. Hold on. 8. 9.
The Social Links podcast is heavily reliant on brackets to function. We apologize for this.
All right, let's go. Marky the bit. Run it up.
Right now? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trolling. Unless you want to.
Oh. No, I feel like we need to do like a full episode around that.
Marky bad. I win.
Kill yourself in Minecraft.
Alright, well, you want to go over Reddit? Like, I don't know. They just fucked us. They just fucked me. That was the plan. You think? Look, this guy.
Watch that fucking GDC talk stream.
This guy. You want? What do you want to talk about with the GDC talk? Go ahead.
It was interesting. You get to hear their like development philosophy. You know, like they went like a whole like a 20 minutes like talking about like why how they handled the way encounters work. Like it was originally going to be random. Like you would like even if you initiated, like it would have been like SMT5 where you could still have a chance to for the enemy to have the advantage for like no fucking reason.
So why didn't they fucking do it? Why didn't they do it?
They didn't do it because it didn't like playtesters said it felt fucking weird, and they were right. Yeah, fuck it. We should make it completely 100% locked. If you attack, you get the initiative. If they attack you, they get the initiative, no matter what. There's no randomness anymore. They had it set so it was originally random, and the biggest reason was
what if it's equal? What if it's equal? What if it's not an ambush?
If it's not an ambush, then it's random. Of course, it's based on your speed stat. But other times, if you ambush or they ambush you, that's 100% locked. Because for players, it felt like shit. It felt bad. Of course it does. It makes sense because like even if like it's to their benefit, where like they get the advantage when they get ambushed, it feels like what the fuck? Why? It doesn't make sense.
Okay, that
makes sense. Screen mints.
That's interesting. Incompetency. Wow, that was really cool. Is that all? Is that why you wanted me to watch the GDC?
There's more, I'm sure. I watched it fucking days ago.
So why aren't you talking about it? You know why? It's because nobody gives a fuck. That's why.
It was interesting fucking talk. It was interesting fucking talk, screen.
To talk about it. What was so interesting? Summarize it. None of us have seen it. We're all waiting to hear what you have to offer.
They talked on how they handled. I mentioned the QA stuff already. I mentioned how they the turn-based combat. I mentioned how they wanted to take the. I didn't mention this actually. They wanted to modernize turn-based combat to the best of their ability because they believe it's not. They believe it's not archaic, but they know a lot of other people feel that it is. That was interesting to hear how they went through iterative processes to make it like the most interesting thing, entertaining it could be. The way they handled ambushes was part of that. They didn't want it to feel archaic. They wanted it to feel engaging, and that's why initially, apparently, the real time action in the field where you get into engagements with, apparently it would have been way easier to kill full encounters with that initially, but they changed it. They made it so it's like if they're a higher level than you, and or your level, it's like takes 20 million fucking years to kill them in the field. Originally, it would have been way faster. The original reason why they changed that because playtesters played a build where they were way more easily able to kill enemies in the field, and it made them confused. They didn't know what the right answer was. It was super interesting to see that. I thought at least because you hear like how they responded to feedback. Fucking kill yourself. No, I didn't say that in Minecraft.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got, pal?
Fucking more. I mentioned the fucking art direction shit. That was super interesting. That was in the other talk.
Fuck. You know what we really want? We really like.
What do you like?
We like that we got to see the early UI, because we can see that in Monkey Brain, and we're like, wow, that's fucking poggers. And then we move the fuck on, okay?
I like how they went into the justifications for why it got scrapped. That was super intriguing.
Yeah.
I already outlined. I already said them though, so.
Well, was that it? Is that all you wanted me to watch it for? I can engage with all this without watching it.
Discussion if you there's more to it than that. Okay, I apologize for not remembering. I didn't write anything down. Okay, my bad.
Well,
I should have.
What was I supposed to bring up? You want me to sit here and bring up the fact that, oh, they scrapped this because it didn't have a unique metaphor feel. It didn't have a unique. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't raw enough. It wasn't aura enough. There weren't enough hype fucking moments. That's what you want me to say?
Screen. Do you even like Atlas?
No.
No.
It sucked.
Man, I like fucking Atlas Screen. That's why I watch their GDC talks, okay?
Is that why you don't play their games anymore? Is that why you keep playing Xenoblade? Because you just love them so much you want to play their games? How many Atlas games have you even played in competition? I'm pretty sure I played more than you.
You probably have.
Hey, how's your Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance playthrough doing, huh?
Oh my god. I'm like a decent way through that game too. I don't know, man. Stop asking so many questions, Screen.
Yeah.
That you know the answers to.
You don't even like them. You don't even this episode, this podcast, you're doing it as a front to keep pretending that you do, so you can keep on sucking Atlas cock. That's the only reason you want this.
Why would I suck Atlas cock if I didn't like what they made?
You just enjoyed the taste.
Okay, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Let's talk about Eternal Punishment. Tom, fine. Talk about Eternal Punishment. Go right now.
It's hard.
Review.
Okay, I'm starting to understand what you're saying
now. I don't
now.
care. Spoil it.
No.
Fuck you, Screen.
I wouldn't want to spoil it for all our lovely Social Links viewers.
We're never gonna play it.
They are gonna play it when the remake comes out tomorrow. Shadow dropped on Xbox Game Pass. Alongside Oblivion. Again.
Fucking hate Oblivion. I hate
You've never even played Oblivion.
I fucking hate Todd Howard. It's a Bethesda RPG.
Everyone hates Todd Howard. That's not true.
What? I hate Todd Howard.
Everyone hates that guy.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Oblivion can't be good. Maybe Oblivion's great.
I doubt it's good. Let me tell you right now, I doubt that shit's good, okay? But those RPGs have never impressed me once.
Is the vibe? You're getting the vibes are off?
The vibes are off. They're not interesting. I don't know what to say. Like, I feel like this is generally true of a lot of Western RPGs. I've maybe played one I've liked.
How many have you even fucking played? Have you even beat a single Western RPG?
No, I haven't beaten them.
Well, fuck you!
Suck. They fucking suck. What do you? I haven't. You say Deus Ex is good. I've never played it. I've never heard,
Deus Ex is amazing.
seen, or played any of that.
That game's amazing. Okay, Skyrim, not that good. Fallout 3 and
sorry.
4, fuck those games. But, like, you haven't even played them. You don't even know the reasons they're
I've beaten
bad.
them. I could give you reasons. I just haven't beaten them.
Give me a reason.
It's so fucking annoying to
Give
get
me
through.
one reason Skyrim isn't good.
Because I think the world feels too empty.
How?
The NPCs, the whole point of a game like that is supposed to get immersed into the world that you're in. I can't get immersed into a world that has NPCs that are fucking flat, two-dimensional, a fucking gameplay system that is really fucking.
Wait,
It's more
how are
boring
they
in
flat and
turn-based combat.
two-dimensional?
Flat and two. The voice acting is a big part of that. I don't think any of them are voice acting in a believable way. They sound robotic. I think
It's not
like
too bad in Skyrim.
it feels like, huh?
Not too bad in Skyrim. More of an
I think
Oblivion
it's
issue.
pretty rough.
But I guess they fixed that in the remake, I would guess.
I actually don't think they do. From what I've heard,
They
they've
use the
kept
same
like
voice? Oh,
people say
that's
they've
Kino.
kept the soul. I've seen clips of like they kept like the fucking
Look, one of the
criminal
best things
scum
Bethesda
who
RPGs
violated the
do is
law.
they use RPG elements very well. Okay, not Fallout 4, but like all the ones that aren't that one. They were like they have pretty good like inclusions of those systems. That's like definitely the strongest part of pretty much all of them.
New Vegas benefited from a good setting. I think that's why I can like I'm not as harsh with New
Hey,
Vegas.
Fallout
But
4 had a good setting. It just wasn't interesting.
well, I mean, when I say good setting, I also mean the people in that setting.
Sure.
I think New Vegas had more interesting like actual like people to talk to around the world and shit than like a lot of other. But well, I say Bethesda. It wasn't even fucking developed by them. That was fucking Obsidian.
Yeah.
I
That's
hate
what
Todd
people
Howard.
like though.
He's worse than Hoshino in everywhere.
Nobody likes Todd Howard, okay?
He's a cuck.
Is he? Do
Cuck Howard.
you want to expose why he's a cuck on this live stream?
We're not supposed to talk about this, but me and Screen, we actually went over to the home of Todd Howard's is he married? Todd Howard's wife. And we said, hey,
I fucked his wife. Over and over. So many times in front of him.
and he was there. He was there. He just like said,
And the
"Hey,
whole
guys, I'm Todd Howard."
time, he was yelling. He was like, please tell me more about how Atlas is so much better at making games than me. Tell me about how much my company, Bethesda, that I work at, fucking sucks.
Next Social Links episode is going to be so much more organized than this. I swear to God. Nothing happened, okay? Nothing ever happens. That's the problem. That's the biggest fucking issue. They need to release a fucking game. We're starving out here, guys, okay?
Yeah, at least
Let's
Bethesda
just
makes
talk about
games.
this.
We should just rebrand. We're gonna become a Bethesda Art podcast. That's it.
No.
What do you like about the
no,
Oblivion
no.
remake in common today?
I fucking played it! I haven't played the original
You
Oblivion.
like the changes that they made? I think they
I
added
100 gigabytes or so.
they added a re-release girl. They added a re-release girl.
Yeah, the adoring fan. But it's a woman this time.
Alright, look, if you want me to talk about Eternal Punishment, I can, but like, you've never played the game.
You're right. I don't. FES. Oh, boom. All right, I got it. FES. What do you think about it so far? You're playing it, right? How does that stack up to Reload? You were talking about like how you were playing it, right?
Yeah, I mean, FES is a good game so far. Like, I do just prefer Reload. Like, I can't imagine my opinion's gonna change by the time I finish it. Like,
Why is that?
there's a lot of things I think people take for granted in Reload because they were not new to Reload necessarily. They were kind of additions that were made over time with the modern Persona games that just happened to be in Reload that were not in FES. But like, I think Reload understands the format of Persona 3 better. Like, I said this back when we did our first episode about Reload, but like, the problem with Persona 3 Reload is that, some of the biggest issues with Persona 3 Reload is that they did not go far enough in changing enough things, and it's ironic that a lot of the same issues it has are the same that the original had. However, there are many small little things that go a long way. Like, one thing I can think of off the top of my head, and this is a small thing, but there's a lot of examples like this. Like, at the end of the day, you have to pick every single night if you're going to sleep early or, like, study.
Yeah.
Like, was that really, like every single night? Especially when, by the way, you're going to get your stats up even quicker in FES than you do in Reload, considering the fact that there is nothing to do at night, basically, in FES. Like, at least Reload did have the dorm stuff. FES has, like, fucking nothing. There's no like there's the 2 social links that take place at night. In vanilla Persona 3 there's only one, but they moved Tonica to the night in FES.
Yeah, which is a good choice.
You're gonna get your stats up. So you have the cafe for the charm, the karaoke place for courage, and then the game parade or game panic, whatever. It's different depending on the version of the game you're playing. But you have that place for academics at random. And that's it. And then that's it. And that's your entire loop. So once you get charm and courage maxed, you're like farming for academics a little, and you're doing social links. And when you can't do either of those things,
You're doing what?
you have nothing to fucking do.
You're doing what, Screen?
Yeah, you're doing the fucking
what?
social links podcast, where we fuck Todd Howard's wife in front of him multiple times
Multiple times?
while playing Persona 3 FES.
While playing Persona 3 FES,
While
baby.
doing a bracket. That doesn't work.
Fucking better than Skyrim.
And
Better than
shitting on
fucking
Reload
Oblivion,
while
better
enjoying
than everything
it.
he's ever made. Better than fucking Starfield. I actually do think the world would be a better place if Todd Howard in Minecraft died in Minecraft at my hand.
I don't
in
know
Minecraft,
about that.
In
I don't
Minecraft.
know about that.
In Minecraft.
I don't
All in
agree with
Minecraft.
that. I don't think you agree with that. I don't think you actually believe that.
I do.
I no, you don't.
Minecraft.
You don't believe that.
In Minecraft.
You don't. You don't believe that. I know you don't. You like his wife too much.
Is handled better in Reload as well, TBH. Adding on to what you were saying. Like just in general, the several time changes for Kino, the fucking like adding shift, brilliant fucking decision. Theurgies, I don't give a fuck if they're busted, they're cool. Okay, I actually hope P6 has a system like that if they're doing turn-based combat again. I would not mind more Theurgies or something similar to it at least. More balance would be nice, but you know,
yeah, like what was going on about like FES just has like a lot of small. I guess I'm mostly focusing on the social sim stuff first, but the gameplay stuff is more obvious. But like for example, even the social sim stuff, like the karaoke and whatnot, it was given an animation in Reload where it previously didn't have one. Even the cafe stuff didn't have an anime. Like there's like a lot of things, and maybe it's just a lower budget of Persona 3 FES, but like there's a lot of stuff that just like it's like pretty basic, I guess. And in Reload, it's still pretty basic, but there's at least a little bit more to it.
I agree.
Tartarus has the additions in Reload that I think make it better. I think it just plays better in general. I like the movement a lot more in Reload naturally. There was the removal of the tired mechanic, but
I think Tired was fine. 3H.
I think it's fine, but the thing with tired is like I don't think it really I guess it's there to stop you from like one day in Tartarus and shit and going in and instantly doing shit. But like it's funny, you can unless you're doing a lot of battles, I feel like you can kind of skirt that anyways. Like you're probably not gonna have too much of an issue with the tired stuff. And even if you do get it, once you start getting more party members, you can always just swap them out for others, right?
Well, the tired thing, my biggest issue with it is it doesn't fucking do anything like mid game onwards. It's a nothing mechanic.
Well, it still makes you kind of swap out your party and experiment a little bit more if you want to get shit done, and that's good. But like
really, mid game
not?
and beyond. Mid game and beyond, I'm going through Tartarus blocks in like one day without getting tired once. Like it barely functions at that point. It's like why I don't really care for it that much. How far are you? Like in game date?
Wait, hold on. Why?
What do you mean why?
Why do you think it doesn't have an effect mid game on?
Because like I'm being honest. When I played at mid game and onwards, I just didn't get the fucking tired anymore. Like I was going through the game so fast. Like
well, that's why I'm saying even early game. I really don't think it's even that in the way unless you're doing a lot of battling.
Early game. I mean, early game. It feels like it happens more often. That's what I'm saying.
I don't even know if it does that much. I think there is something to be said where there should be some sort of incentive not to just one day everything, and maybe that's something that Persona has to deal with more. But there's got to be something. I don't know if tired was the solution to that. Hold on, I'm gonna write something on screen. Okay, only you can see this. Okay. You ready? You see this?
Yes.
This, okay? See that?
Okay.
Good.
He was telling me to stop talking about how we had sex with. Fine.
What, with Todd Howard's wife? No, that part's great.
Yeah.
I want to keep talking about that, actually. We just make
Just back
this...
in the conversation we're having about Persona 3 right now. That was fine.
Yeah.
I do also think that tired is a mechanic that is really surface level, and you feel that more as the game goes on. I think a lot of people who like champion mechanics that were in FPS don't really. I like FPS, to be clear. I don't think these mechanics are bad per se. I just think a lot of people who champion them and act like the removal or changing and reload as like some sort of affront to the entire game. I think a lot of it is overblown, and like I just don't understand a lot of the arguments that go behind a lot like the thinking. Um, like sure you could say the tyrant thing is like a part of the game's identity. I feel like a lot of it's ludonarrative stuff. Like you're arguing that not even arguing. This is things that are just in interviews. They say how a lot of the mechanics in Persona 3's combat were intended to reflect the social links. Intended to reflect how those worked and how the party is an actual like your party's actual people, right? That's a lot of that's the reason why you can't control them. That's the reason why they get tired. That's the reason why some days you just can't go to Tartarus. But I feel like they don't go hard enough in that, even in the original game, for it to be entirely like an affront to the game's I guess the way
I mean, do people even... Maybe, but like, I don't even know how big of a factor that really should be what you're thinking about, you know? Like, I don't even know if that's, like, really a big focus. Like, I don't know how much that matters. Like, do we really
I agree.
care? Like, is it like, oh my god, yes, now that I can't control my party, the characters feel so much more real than they did before. Like, really? Is that really, like, the factor that's making that like that? I don't believe that.
like partially.
I don't think so. Because I certainly don't feel any differently playing it versus Reload. Like, I'm like, okay, Junpei has this skill, this skill, this skill. He's gonna use this. If I set him to this tactic, he's probably gonna do this. I hope he does this. And that's kind of like it's not really that different from controlling them. Like their voice lines still play the same in Reload. Their character still has a different animation sets, the different like the things that make them unique, the different skills, the different persona. Like I don't. I feel like the not controlling them because it makes them more feel like more their own individual character. I never felt that.
They feel it a ton either. Like I feel like but then again, it's more their independence, not necessarily just being unique. I think the whole idea that they act on independently is supposed to make them feel as though they trust like you're trusting like real people. Obviously, it's a game, but you know what I mean. You're trusting the people. Even with your slight guidance, of course, to make the correct decision. It's like how you'd have to rely on your friends in a combat situation, right? I think that's what the game's trying to make the player feel. But I do agree, it doesn't really. On paper, it sounds better than how it actually works. I don't even mean this from like a perspective like, oh, it feels bad. No, it feels whatever. I mean, Reload FPS is not that hard of a game. It's just if they want to go in that direction where you want to make the party members feel independent, I think there's better ways to do it. Now, as to what those better ways are, I don't know, but I feel like even having them act on their own. I feel like if they had like, oh fuck, I'm gonna make a bad example, but I think Xenoblade does it better. Like Xenoblade has in all the games, well, I guess except 3, you have to rely on your party members to act and like do things for you in combat and stuff, and that can actually work towards how their characters are presented. Like the tank of the game, Ryan, his whole character is like he's best buds with Shulk, and the whole idea is that he's like supposed to like protect them, right? Because like he's big and strong, and Shulk is like kind of bit weak in comparison at least. That changes throughout the course of the game, but they interweave those character relationships into how the game actually plays. And I don't think you really feel that, except maybe with Fuka and Persona 3, even with party control being like the way it is.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe it's just not something I'm thinking about much.
Yeah. I mean, what else about FPS though? Like our direction. How about that? Do you think it handles most of things better than Reload?
It probably depends on what you're talking about, but like generally yes, but I think Reload is a pretty good looking game, like the majority of it, so most of the areas just look better.
Um, can you give examples? But because I probably agree,
I
but
mean,
I want to
Colonia
know
Mall looks better. Most of Tartarus looks better.
most
Um,
of. I mean, next fight.
well, yeah, the next fight definitely does not look better.
I like the way the next fight looks in Reload.
Is your Glazer?
Okay. I'm plenty critical of Reload. Give me a break.
No, the next fight. I don't know. It's
Looks
too. Next fight's
fine.
too fucking green. It's too green, and it's not. It's not. It doesn't have the. There's a very dreary vibe to the original that I think looked a lot better. But
There's one area that I think that Reload excels in, and it's Tartarus in almost every way. Reload Tartarus looks fucking amazing. Um, it looks like if you look at the concept art for Tartarus in Reload, it's inspired. Like it feels like they really like went the extra mile with what they intended to do in the original game. Like it feels like a true taking advantage of like the hardware they have now that they didn't have back then. You know?
um, sure.
Cut-ins, like presentation in general, like the cut-in Reload is.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
think Reload is the
everything
greatest
in
thing in the series. I
battle
think
looks
Reload is the best
better.
cut-ins
Yeah,
in the series.
I'd say so. Yeah.
I love like the little animations they play like on shift as well. Like I don't know, it just feels like it's the production just feels really high. A lot of people say Reload feels like a low budget game. I've never agreed with that. I think it feels probably out of all like for 3, 4, and 5. Like I think it feels the highest production. Even out of Metaphor, I think Metaphor looks prettier because it has a stronger art direction. But when it comes to just pure production value, I feel like Reload has like the top of the top.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of it is kind of reminiscent of just how Unreal looks. So I don't know if that's the case. Like, there's definitely a lot more that goes into a proprietary engine that like P5 uses and shit. But it is like the most technically fidel. Like, it has the most technical fidelity to it. Sure.
I mean animation quality though, because I don't think like 5 and 4 and like 3, like I don't think any of them have exceptional animation quality in battle. Like 5 would be the more fair comparison, I guess, 'cause it's more recent. But I think 5 combat animations like they're fine. Reloads look great.
I think they're
And I don't think that's
pretty
just an
close.
engine thing. You think they're close, really?
I mean, yeah. I mean, reloads are nice, but so are P5s.
I think some of P5's animations look really like I'm not showtimes and shit, but like I mean like even like basic combat animations, I feel like they're kind of lacking in 5. Is that
Um,
crazy to say?
it depends. Like how the characters move and shit. I don't know about that.
Like attack animations too.
I mean, maybe there's a lot
I
of
don't know.
really nice attack animations in Reload. I like one of the nicest QOL additions for battle was like the healing happening all at the same time rather than one after another like in the original was really nice.
Yeah, and it's funny because in Metaphor, it's one after the other again. It's like it's just a Hashino thing. I know it's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That is true that metaphor did not bring in that QOL.
It takes a step back.
Not sure why.
Yeah,
Very odd.
I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal, but I think it's funny. It's probably just a hold. Realistically, I think it's just a holdover because that game was being developed on a way longer timetable than Reload
Yeah,
was.
but like they never thought about like any of that during metaphor. They didn't think about like, hey, maybe there's a quicker way to do all this. I don't. Okay.
I probably just didn't care. I don't know. I'm assuming they took things from like P5 when they were making it. Maybe it's because of that. Because P5 is the same way.
Huh.
That's my guess. I don't know. It's conjecture, obviously. I just don't know. I was in the dev room, but that's probably what it was. Something like that.
What do you think of So is there anything in the FES that you prefer?
I think some of the areas look a lot prettier. Like in the school especially. I feel like there's a lot of areas there. The dorm, obviously. Um, Akihiko's voice in English. You played the game in Japan. You played Reload in Japanese, but I think Akihiko's English voice sounds better in FES.
Well, yeah. I mean, I agree with that.
Well, I think it's a bit tough to make this call because I probably overall like Reload Tartarus and Reload more. I think there's a certain thrill about how it is in FES that I probably prefer because it feels like it's way easier to get fucked in FES, even if that game's pretty easy overall.
I guess there's like some level of difficulty to it. I think it's probably the most difficult Persona game.
You think people say Eternal Punishment's hard? You didn't think so?
Not like super difficult. It's
Reload in
probably the
chat.
runner up
Sorry.
over OBS,
Okay.
but
Reload in chat mentions multiple weapon types. That is the most superfluous thing. I don't give a fuck about in FPS.
no,
It
that
felt
was
so
a nice
fire. I don't
thing.
know why
That
it
was
gets
good.
praised.
That was cool.
I
I don't know why
I
they
don't
removed
care.
that.
Me personally, I don't think it matters. I think it's like one of those things that like I don't care if it's gone like at all. It barely
It's
made
not the
an impact
biggest
on
deal
my
in the world,
release.
but it was nice.
I just feel like it's super. I don't know. I just think it's superfluous at the end of the day. Like, and they obviously changed things, but the biggest impact I guess it'd have like on a tactile feel is maybe how overworld combat works. But even then, I don't really give a fuck. I feel like I don't know. Maybe I just can't give solid reasons for it. But I just never really cared, even in FPS. Right before I played, before Reload was even like a fucking thing at all. I feel like one of those things. I was like, why? I mean, like whatever, I guess. But why am I? Why is there multiple weapon types? Like, it just feels so pointless.
I mean, I'm not gonna go out there and bat for it, but like Metaphor has that in a way, and it's definitely interesting there. I don't know.
I think
It's
Metaphor does it in an interesting way. I don't think I don't think FPS does.
really
Yeah.
no.
Metaphors are way more like expansive. They're also like have the benefit of being part of classes. They also can the weapons like have a lot of different properties in Metaphor. I just feels like way more intriguing in a game like Metaphor than it did in
FES
FPS.
probably has like the hardest like um dungeon traversing in the series. So like what weapon you pick is gonna really decide if you're getting like ambushed or ambushes.
I feel like there's no reason not to pick the sword. I mean, maybe the bow, but the bow doesn't
What do you mean? The
like
sword you can get
damage.
fucked sometimes. The bow, nice for the for the range.
I guess you wouldn't see my McCoder using a bow. Is all I'm saying. I just feel some. I don't
Unnatural.
know. Is that crazy to say? It kind of does. Like I don't know. Like I feel like a lot. Like the animations look fine. That's not really what I mean. I just don't think it fits. I guess maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's a cringe thing way to look at it. But in Metaphor, I feel like any weapon type works with anyone. I don't feel weird about it. But I don't know. In FPS, it just feels from a design perspective, it just feels off. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Maybe.
Maybe I just hate Atlas and I don't like their games. Maybe that's
I
what this
think
is.
so.
No, I
I'm
just
starting to think that's the reason here.
I actually want to finish Vengeance. Okay, real talk. I do want to finish it. I will. Because I like that game. I also want to finish Apocalypse. I'm good ways through that one as well. And Strange Journey. I want to finish mainline SMT. Like, I also have 3 on the chopping block. Fuck my life. There's so many video games. Maybe they shouldn't release Persona 6. Like, give it like 5 years and then I'll be ready. Okay.
Well, remake's coming out soon in June. Persona 4 remake. Or sorry, not coming out. It's gonna be announced.
True. They've been saying that.
I'm
That's
still
been the
curious
rumblings.
about what's gonna happen there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I guess.
I think it's gonna take a lot of reload philosophies, but I do think that I think Atlas listens to what people say, and I don't mean Twitter. I mean like in general. Not Twitter, obviously. Twitter isn't a real place, but I do think I think the biggest thing we're gonna see is an improvement on how they handle the DLC. Maybe I'm optimistic as shit, but I think we're gonna see that for sure.
I think I'm really curious to see what they do with like some sort of expansion or something. If they do something kind of like Episode I guess, but for Persona 4.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of ground to cover there. I'd love one focused on Adachi. I think that'd be interesting. I don't
That's
know how
like
you
the
do it,
easy one.
but
That I think a lot of people would like. Yeah.
how would you do it? Do you think like from like make the main like story from his perspective, or but I guess you're guaranteed to lose, right? So that wouldn't be really
Well, I think it
interesting.
would have to be the main story. Like it could just be some side thing that he does. You know, surely he's traversed a few dungeons in his day on his own.
That could be cool, actually. Not
Although I
wrong.
don't know if that's actually true canonically, because he kind of just throws people in.
I mean, like, I feel like you could do something interesting, like in like the whole like daily life thing for Adachi, because like daily life and like, it'd be like a perversion of like how P5 is, right? Like daily life, like because there are criminals by like near the end of the game. Not even near the end of the game. For most of the game, they're kind of criminals, the Phantom Thieves. You something like that, but except Adachi's actually fucking evil. Like imagine, like I don't know, like having to balance that daily life dungeon crawling with Adachi, who's obviously a fucking horrible person. That could be intriguing, I think. But it depends on where you place the game, I guess. or the DLC or the expansion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean some sort of side story or something he goes through. I guess you could do something, yeah. Um, I would be interested just because the idea I think of playing as the antagonist there is
They fumbled on reload.
it's a very different perspective than what you usually get. I mean, we kind of got this in P5R with the kind of Black Mask Akechi being in the party and whatnot in the third
That was so
semester,
cool.
but this would be something going even further in concept, and yeah, I mean, there could be interesting stuff there for sure. Yeah, I mean, in P3R, the fact that you have that one scene where you're kind of aligned with Takaya against that one big Abaddon, and it's just
Yeah, for
kind
some
of a
reason it's
glorified.
Abaddon, by the way.
Yeah, for some reason it's just a glorified cutscene basically. There's a really
Yeah,
big fumble
fumble.
on how you could have presented that.
I would have, and also, why the fuck is it Abaddon? That is so weird to me.
I think they
Like,
say why.
do they?
I think it's like something. There's like some like a weird anomaly shadow or some shit. I don't fully remember, but something like that.
That's still weird because it's the only time in all of Persona 3 where you see like a traditional shadow.
Well, you know, what we could get ambushed by a bunch of tables. No shot.
Could do that. I mean, people are used to that shit at this point.
How the tables even gonna do it? I guess you just
A
have to be
huge
a shadow.
table, a fucking massive
You
table.
can have the
table
shadow
of
come
all
out
tables.
and whatnot, but I don't know.
Oh, the table of all fucking tables screen. Come on, think big.
I think there's a reason for it. I don't remember.
It feels like a weird inconsistency, but I don't care that much. I still think they should have let you play as Takaya, though. That was a weird thing not to do. People like to say it's like, oh, why we listen to your orders? Like, you could bullshit a fucking reason for him to listen to the protagonist, okay? It's one of the things it's weird we haven't seen like a mod that uses like the Strega guys, like even if it's like just visual, like
I don't know if it's that easy, but they do seem to have like shift and whatnot. So
yeah, and like they have theurgy. Oh, I guess does Jan have a theurgy? I don't remember. He
no.
doesn't, right?
Well, the guy.
Shit. It'd probably be weird to implement that. I think someone could do it, but it's surprising I haven't even seen any interest about someone trying to do that. That'd be really cool.
I mean, if the game didn't do it, I don't know. It's just such a missed thing. Like the main, it'd be cool to have them in a party as like a mod or whatnot. But I think the main intrigue would have been something in the main story that could have aligned them, and you could have told this story on the side in there.
Episode Strega
thing.
could have been cool.
Would have been better than fucking episode, I guess.
I fucking hate episode, I guess.
I don't care about the answer. It's just not very good.
I think they could have absolutely done episode Strega. Like, I mean, they talk about the experiments they're like subjected to and shit. No.
Yeah. I mean,
They go into that a lot in
Reload,
Reload,
yeah.
especially. Because you could have had a game that took place during that or something, like them escaping the Kirijo. I don't know, something like that.
there's a lot of cool stuff I could have done. Yeah. It's a shame.
You know why they didn't do it?
Why?
Because Atlas are hacks and
They
they're
are.
cringe. We are going to start talking about Bethesda on this show exclusively now.
It is. That is going to become the new idea. I think we're going to start probably by going over the Oblivion remake because we're just such big Oblivion fans here that we definitely both played that game. So we just know
We
everything.
love that game.
really
We've played it to completion
inside.
multiple times.
We know that
Original
game
Xbox
inside and
One,
out,
physics
just
and
like
all
we
that.
know Todd Howard's wife. So we'll get that done. We'll go into Skyrim, the classic, you know, the big one, the P5 of the Bethesda world, if you will. Then we'll probably we'll work our way back. We'll go through all the
Morrowind.
Fallouts. Morrowind, that's the third one,
Yeah,
right?
don't forget Morrowind.
They
That's a really
said
good
what
one. People
happened to
like
the
that one a
first
lot.
two games in that series?
It's so funny. It's so many franchises that, like have like the Persona effect, where like they only care about entries beyond 3, like Fallout,
But like,
Persona.
I wonder because I don't know anything about Elder Scrolls, but
there were
do
actual
people
games. I've seen
like
videos
those
on them.
games?
They did that back then. I don't think people know about them now, though.
Well, because like Persona 1 and 2 have their followings for sure.
I don't think Elder Scrolls 1 and 2 have anything like that.
I don't. Nobody gives a fuck.
It's like GTA, I think.
Big gaff. I think there are
But it's
some.
weird because like the first Elder Scrolls, like the first 2 Elder Scrolls games, are like really similar. Like it feels like they just modernized them, like for 3, 4, and 5, from what I've seen.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
I've seen footage, like it's like they just brought it to like actual 3D and like expanded on it and made it like not super, archaic.
They could have, yeah. You know, one thing I didn't like that they changed to the Oblivion remaster. Those dorm
What?
hangouts are really weird. I just didn't get why that.
That was a
they
fucking
would put those
stupid
in,
pick,
right?
dude.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
odd,
didn't
huh?
like?
What?
They put a fucking rainbow pin in it. They made it fucking woke screen.
Did
They
they?
made the fucking Oblivion remake woke.
You know what I didn't like too?
What didn't you
The
like?
soundtrack remaster. I mean, Kitajo on that. Have you heard some of the things he did to those songs?
Dude, did you hear fucking 331?
It's
That was
fucked.
insane.
Yeah, he fucked that song. That was my favorite
I don't
song
know
in
why they do
Oblivion,
that.
and he just
I
completely
know.
shit on it. Yeah.
No, they fucking got rid of the multiple weapon types. Can you believe that shit?
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna say it. I think they only did the Oblivion remake to make it more like Skyrim.
Oh my god, you're right.
That was it. That was
Exactly
like
what they
it.
fucking
It's just
did.
because
Because
they
you know
can't
why
handle
though?
old
You know why
DMs.
though? Because they the developers like they know they can't like live up to the hype of Skyrim, so they're just never gonna release Elder Scrolls 6. Just gonna keep having the fucking B team make slop like this, you know?
It's true. Well, yeah,
It's
you're
true.
right. Yeah. I mean, didn't they literally do
That's
that
probably the only
one
reason.
trailer and then they never followed up on it, right? Like, yeah, we're just never getting it, I think. And considering, like, I would think at the Xbox show we get something, but I don't know.
Never. There's no way. They're just gonna re-release the game again. That's what they're gonna do.
You know what we should become?
What?
Next episode? Next episode, right? We become a completely different podcast. We
Then
go
what
from
would-
like
what would
social
be-
links to like you know, yeah, we don't have to change the name actually. We'll just talk about something else. We won't even talk about Persona.
What would we talk about, Screen?
Politics.
That's a good one.
Well, only Brazilian politics.
Brazilian.
Yeah.
What do you know about Brazilian politics?
Nothing. That's why we're gonna talk about it.
So it'd be like how we were talking about Bethesda right now. We don't know anything.
I know a little bit. Not Oblivion though.
How does Oblivion's new release tie into Brazilian politics?
Probably pretty strongly, I would think. You know, we
Right.
could start covering
What?
Danganronpa. That'd be like the next big thing. They had a game, 100 Line, that just came out.
I don't want to fucking talk about Didiaka, okay? I don't want to talk about that guy, man.
Diddy Grandpa.
I have literally. I actually that game does look kind of cool, but I have Brokey right now. I'm not gonna buy it, but I probably will soon. It's doing really well, actually. It was topping Steam chart or not Steam charts. It was topping Switch charts in Japan. I think on PC it's having a stronger launch than B3 did.
That's kind of crazy, actually. I know there's not much
Yeah.
behind it.
Kodaka's like gonna actually like continue making games, I guess. He was like threatening like he'd stop after this one if it didn't do well. I think he'll actually like keep on going. It seems to be doing well enough at least. It seems really ambitious too, like super duper ambitious, humongous risk for his company. I don't even think it's not Toonsoft, I don't think that's developing this one. Or like that's publishing.
I don't even know.
He made his own studio for this one, so you know Hashina should do the same thing.
Well, he's had Studio Zero.
Yeah, that's part of Atlas.
I don't think he'll leave Atlas for a while.
No, I don't think either. I don't want to really want him to. I'm just joking. I think he is.
Stand in Studio Zero.
Metaphor 2, when that drops, I'm telling you, that's going to be game of the decade of 2030. In the 2030s, that'll be game of the decade then, okay?
You think they can top it?
I think he can do anything.
When do you think we'll get think they'll ever actually do like a Persona 5 like a remake or something?
Don't scare me. I don't think there's any reason to. I don't know like what you do.
Like another expansion to it? Do you think we've seen the last Persona 5 spin-off after Tactica?
No. But
Really?
Are you counting like? Do you think we're gonna have like? Okay, let me ask you this. Do you mean like a strictly Persona 5 spin-off or a Persona 5 spin-off or a spin-off that has Persona 5 characters in it?
A strictly P5 one.
Oh, then maybe.
I mean, we could definitely do a series-wide spin-off. In fact, the fact that that hasn't happened still to this day, nothing that has 1 to 5, you know, going into P6 here, I'm very shocked.
Missed opportunity. I feel like you can do like you can just have a lot of silly.
Even
things in a game like
Danganronpa did that
you know?
stupid fucking board game, right? Like, I mean, there's got to be
Well,
something.
everyone hates that one.
Yeah, but like at least I did something.
True. Yeah, I don't know. It feels weird they haven't done anything like that whatsoever.
I'm telling a kart racer right now. Okay, we need somebody to compete with the $80 Mario Kart. Okay, this is the time.
We already have the fucking Sonic racing game.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's not real. Nobody
That's
wants that
real. It
one.
looks
Nobody
cool. It
cares
looks
about that one.
fun.
A Persona kart racer would set the world on fire because it would be so out there. Okay, another Sonic racer. We've seen it before. It's not gonna be Mario Kart.
That's
Are you
not a
kidding
bad
me? It's
point.
not even gonna get close. And Persona Racing wouldn't get close either. But like, it would have that shock value. It would have that like, oh shit, you know?
Yakuza 7 has a Mario Kart minigame in it.
Imagine you go over like the item box and the wild card. Persona Agidine. Ah! Right? And then oh shit. Hold on, Junpei's behind me. Let me throw my red my red chewing soul. Right? That's some good fucking key. That's some good stuff right there, okay? I'm not even joking.
That sounds
That's fucking awesome is what it sounds like.
what does your buddy Eric think about all this?
He's passed.
What, he's dead?
He visited.
He what?
Never mind, we can't finish this joke actually.
No,
Legal
tell me
guidelines have said
what.
that we can't. I just got a call from legal.
Aw, man.
You know what joke we can finish though?
What?
This fucking episode, okay? Now, look, listen. Imagine a board game, right? Persona board game.
Sure, I'm
And then
imagining it. I'm
in
my head
the
right
in the
now.
board game, okay, right? Because fuck the racer's a good idea, but the board game's actually better. You can have all these
Sure.
different areas, right? You can have a P3. You can already you can have one board themed for each game, okay? Almost like Mario Party,
Yeah.
right? Like a Persona 3, you could do Tartarus, or you could even have like different sections of Tartarus section, and then you go in and
Sure.
there's Polonia Mall in the dorm, right? And you kind of go over there,
Yeah.
and then for P4 you have Inaba in the TV world, and then P5 you can do mementos and maybe even a little bit for each palace ruler, and then Shibuya and Kichijoji and shit.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
be the most
yeah.
expansive
Sure.
one, yeah. And like you land on it, and you can play any of the characters. You can play as Akechi, you could play as Joker, as Yuna Kami, as whatever, and you go on the board, and then okay, this is where it gets hard because maybe if they make an actual video game, you can just rip off Mario Party, really. I mean, let's be honest, they kind of
probably
nailed the
could.
formula, right? You kind of go in and you land on like a happening space, and something happens to the board, and it
Like an event, like maybe
transforms
social
into
link.
like one of the palaces or something. Oh, there's so much you
Like a
can do.
dungeon?
All I'm saying is this could actually be game of the fucking decade.
It would be Kino.
You know what the problem is?
If not for the interactions.
You know
What's
the
up?
you know the problem. I just made the best game of all time, and it's never gonna happen because we're just gonna do P5X is gonna make more money.
That'd be based.
It would that would be great, but they're not gonna do it because P5X is all they need. Like that game
Fucking
prints money.
P5X, man.
That game just prints money, apparently.
Do we even know the financials of that game? I can't believe again.
You know what? If they put the board game in P5X, I won't even be mad if they stole my idea for that game for a second time now. If they can at least do that, and like, and put that in there, because they're already collabing with P3, they're gonna collab with P4, right? We can get there in a way, okay? If we're not gonna get a full game, something. They have like a roguelike mode in there already, okay? We're going through every fucking genre on the planet, alright? We're gonna run out. Eventually, we're gonna have to do a board game, guys.
Bro. Fuck,
God
I want to
damn.
play P5X now, like, unironically. Like, after this show, I'm probably gonna do that. I want to get some resources to, like, for the P3 stuff.
I think it drops on like the 8th on the Korean servers.
Wait, we know the date that's coming out?
Pretty sure it's the next update on the Chinese one, and the Korea one is a week behind. So it's the first for China, and then the 8th for the Korean servers.
That's fucking radical. Holy shit. Yeah, we will be playing. You think they're gonna drop all of them at once or just Makoto or something?
Probably Makoto. There's no way they do them all at once.
But you think we're gonna see every single one of them at one point, right?
Probably, yeah.
Eventually. Fuka Navigator, of course.
Yeah.
Wait, do we even have all the P5 main cast? We do, right?
Yeah, that we do. Although no Black Mask Akechi, which pissed me off, but...
How long are they gonna keep on like spoiler guarding that shit, dude?
Well, I don't even know if they're spoiling on. They may just not do Black Mask.
Well, I think that's probably why though, because it's like a story thing, maybe.
I doubt they give a fuck at this point. There's no way, right?
I mean, like Black Mask Akechi doesn't. Well, he gets figures, I guess. He doesn't show up in marketing material though. For
He
P5.
does. He does now. Yeah, he's in like every fucking trailer. He was in the reveal trailer for the ports.
Oh shit, you're right.
They put him in
Oh,
everything
fucking
now.
show.
They don't give a
It's because
shit.
that Showtime is so hard though. That's why.
There was like a Raito trailer recently, and they cut to all the different combat systems of all their other games, and they're like, "Oh, this one's an action RPG," or unlike the other ones. And when they showed P5R, they literally showed Black Mask Akechi, like they did him specifically. They don't give a fuck.
You know, they know he's the real selling point of that game.
He is.
I love Akechi. I think the P5X stuff is cool. And the first person who posts posts a fucking tweet of like their party with Makoto, Narukami, and Joker in it in P5X. By the way, is going to get a banger. I guarantee you.
Didn't we already kind of get that in Metaphor? Oh, we had Narukami and we had Sumi for Hulkenberg. You can kind of make them all look like it. They all look kind of similar.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, it's actually them, is what
Yeah.
I mean. Like, all three of the main protagonists. That would also be cool as fuck. I'd probably run a team like that because that shit would be just hard. Yeah, you don't have Joker, by the way. Screen. What's up with that, huh?
In P5X?
Yeah,
Yeah. What do you want me to say?
I got him.
I fucking... I don't know if I did play when he was in. I guess I did, probably, but... I don't know. I never got him.
This is the marquee debate. We should just like fucking play Tycoon in P5X.
We could. That would actually be cinema.
I love that game, Tycoon.
You think,
You know.
I don't know. Am I weird for like I think a P4 remake's cool, and I'm glad we're getting it, and like it's fine. But like I'm kinda gonna miss the spin-offs. Is that fucking weird?
No, it's not.
There's like so much potential
there's a
in
charm.
these ideas, and just I feel like we never went far enough.
I do feel like they could absolutely make a 3, 4, and 5 spin-off. Like since everyone's gonna have like new character models, like especially for the remakes, I feel like they could make a spin-off with at least just them.
But
Even though they probably should.
I'm sorry, I'm going back. Imagine the concepts for like the mini games you could do in a Mario Party type Persona game. Okay, imagine
Big Bang Burger Challenge,
what you could. Yeah, so much different shit. Yeah,
or like the Beef Bowl Challenge in P4 as well. Oh my god.
there's like infinite ideas here. Okay, like
It's true. He's not wrong.
oh my god.
You're
And, like,
visionary.
Oh, I am. It's like actually incredible. You could do like
Be like
Bowser's
printing
Big
money. That game
Blast,
would
but
be
it's
pretty
like
good, I bet.
Lucifer or something. You could have like there's. I'm just gonna be upset when this doesn't happen. I should stop talking. Imagine the interactions. Imagine if you have
They
a
would be great. That'd
Dachi
probably
and a
be the selling
Ketchi on
point.
like the same board.
Oh my god.
Imagine like you have like some unique interactions when they I don't know land on the same space or something.
Imagine
and then-
Akechi and Naoto interactions. That'd be cool.
Yeah, like some detective princes, dude. Like, I'm just upset. I'm just upset. How did we never get this?
Well, hey, it can still happen.
It's not going to. You wanna know why?
It can happen. Believe, Screen.
You wanna know
What?
why? Because everything
Why?
I'm saying, to an extent, did exist at one point, back when the Persona Asa stuff leaked, and then they canceled it.
I mean, hey, if they cancel it, doesn't mean it's gone forever, okay?
It is. I already know. It's never coming back.
No, it can come back. It can
It's
come
not
back.
gonna come
Screen.
back.
Come on.
P5X makes too much money. It's all P5X's fault.
Well, I mean, PBX will kind of give us something like this at least. We'll see
They won't.
interactions between casts from across games
Barely.
for sure. They can do like an endgame thing, like Infinity War, where it's like all the Persona casts, like it'd be like Future Redeemed for Xenoblade. Or, like,
You're
all,
gonna
like,
get
bigger
high
stories and things.
quality animations, and you're gonna like it, and that's all you're gonna get. No soul.
I feel like it's a
Where's
bad
the
thing.
soul? Where's the love?
There's plenty of soul. Like, there's
Where's
plenty
the
of soul.
board
game
game?
sucks.
Like, how is Q2
I
the
want that
closest
board
we've
game.
gotten to that?
Make you do. Doesn't even have an English dub. You know that?
Yeah, I know, because the game was
PQ
made to die.
The PQ has an English dub. The first one. The second one doesn't. I don't know what's up with that. It's really weird.
It's because Q2 released like 400 years into the 3DS's lifespan, and nobody cared by that point.
That's probably true. That's probably the reason.
I'm just upset now. I don't even want to. I just hate the series now. I've realized nothing that they've ever made is more fun than what I just came up with.
Well, you know what's waiting for you if you don't like Persona anymore.
What?
Wait, Xenoblade.
I thought you were gonna say Bethesda.
Yeah, sorry. No, you can play Skyrim. You can play Skyrim. Screen. You can play Skyrim.
Woo!
We love Skyrim. We love Bethesda. Starfield. Starfield Gaming.
You know what it is.
What is it?
Atlas are like so good at making good games, but they're
Cool.
such dickheads when it comes to making side shit. When it comes to DLC, they're cocksuckers. When it comes to fucking spin-offs, they're lazy.
Hey, Persona 4 Arena's fine. No, I don't want to defend that game. Never mind. That game sucks. You're right. Sure.
Strikers and Tactica had something to them, but
Strikers is Kino.
they could have gone farther. They could have done more.
We don't like anything now. We have to like back.
I just hate Atlas. I've just realized it. There's nothing. We can't do this anymore. It's done. This is the last episode.
No, wait. We can save this screen. You want to know how we can save this?
How?
GA Bathhouse episode.
Oh my god. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That game, hold on. Say what you will about the GA Bathhouse Flash game. That was Soul. No?
I think it was the last Soul they had left.
They don't do that
Have they
anymore.
really made anything with Soul since that game? What'd they make after that? Persona 5?
Something
Nobody
like
doesn't
that.
have Soul. Doesn't have any Soul.
Atlas could do, I think, a lot more when it comes to new ideas now. Like,
And Metaphor
they
is a new
have
idea.
Metaphor. Great. But, like, they're going really hard in the remasters and remakes right now. And I think 2025 is going to be kind of a rough year because of that.
This is the calm before the storm. 2026 is going to be insane.
Because 2024 was insane, admittedly.
Yeah.
But, like, we're kind of, like,
Insane output.
on the downpour now. I mean, P4R will be cool.
Sound so doomer about it. Do you even like Persona?
I mean, Persona 4 was, like, the worst game to pick for a remake. It's probably only being done because they could just build up P3R so hard.
And it'll bring in more people. I mean, there's a lot of positives about doing a P4 remake.
Yeah.
We know it'll be fun. We're both buying it. That's a given.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad of an idea, but I do think that I think it's only a good okay because they can do it without beating into a whole lot of other production costs. Like it's probably the most affordable remake they could do right now. And we're getting a new remake. We're getting a remaster. Red was basically a fucking remake. I don't know why they're marketing it like a remaster.
Bro.
Because they're changing gameplay, art style, making entirely new assets, redubbing it like it's a remake. It'll be good when that drops, at least. That's like pretty interesting. And that we could see the revival of the Raito series if it does well.
Like, yeah, I guess we might. I don't know. I don't know if it'll. If they're already gauging not to do a proper physical Switch 2 release, I don't know how much faith they have in it doing like super well. It'll probably do well.
The director said it was like a passion project for him. He seems like he really wants it to do really well because I think he knows it'll mean he can make.
I think it'll do lower numbers than Vengeance probably, but
I don't think it'll do as well as Vengeance, but what does as well as fucking Vengeance? That game popped the fuck off.
surprisingly.
That game had an insane PC launch as well, from what I remember.
I guess apparently every Sega game is getting a GameCube physical. So I just hate all Sega games now, I guess.
And they're being cheap. I think that's all it is.
Wait, why are they doing that though? Even like
It's cheap.
Wait, what other Sega games are getting it?
I think Sonic X Shadow Generations is one of them.
Oh, what the fuck?
I think there's more.
I know Yakuza Zero's director's cut's getting it, but that kind of made sense to me. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. You have to finish Vengeance. We have to talk. We have to do an episode on that at one point. And we have to do
I'll
market
finish it
debate.
soon.
Market debate will feed families. Okay.
I think I got wrong.
And
number on
also-
that one, too. Yeah.
Social Link's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you talk about that?
We should. We want to start putting good decent like bites, like not bite size, but decent chunks of like the Social Links podcast on like as like in a kind of a clip format on the YouTube channel. And why did we want to do that, Screen? What inspired us?
We like clips. Yeah, there's a lot of clips, and now we're gonna put them on the channel. I hope that was very transparent.
Good reasoning, Screen. I agree. That's the exact reason why it was. Okay.
So yeah,
And
we're gonna on the Social Links channel. We're gonna start uploading clips. Do you have a link to the channel, by any chance?
do I have a link to the channel? That's a really good question, Screen. Do I have
There's no way you have a link to the channel.
to the channel? Do
Surely
I
you have a link to the channel.
a link to the channel?
Surely
That's
he
a
has a
really,
link to the channel.
That's a really good question.
There's
Do
no
I
reality
have-
he doesn't have a link to the channel.
That's a really good question. Do I have
I think he has
a
to have
link
one.
to the channel?
If he doesn't have one, I'd be really concerned.
Do I have a link to the channel? I'm sorry, it's taking a lot to process this question.
I feel like
Do I have a
because if he didn't
link?
have one, then that would be really upsetting. Because if he didn't have a link, then I mean, what's the point of the channel?
No, I mean, do I have a link? It's a really complex question when you really think about it.
Does it even exist? Do we even make the
Um,
channel? Is this
do I have a
podcast even
link?
real?
Do I
Did
have a link to the
anything just?
channel?
Does anything ever happen?
Do I have a link to the channel? That's a good question. Screen, do I have a link? I don't think we made it.
Wait, what?
We
You never
made
sub to YouTube?
I don't think we made it.
What? Why?
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm signing in. Are you fucking kidding me?
We didn't make it an actual channel, did we?
Oh, for fuck's sake. This is garbage. This fucking shit. There isn't even a channel yet. How are we supposed to update the channel? Upload things to the channel? What if I try to upload a video to it right now? Hold on.
Be patient with us, guys. Bear with us. Bear with us.
How could we not set up the channel?
I don't know why we didn't do that in retrospect.
Okay, it looks like you can upload to the channel. There will be Social Links clips on YouTube under a Social Links channel.
And we will
It'll
gas
be
them
there
and
at
you'll
one
see them and
point.
You know they exist.
Okay, and then yeah, that's gonna be cool. I would have liked to link to it today, but I guess somebody didn't set up the channel in time. So that's all right. That's okay. We'll have the clips up for next time, I'm sure.
Bear with my incompetence.
I get that one. I get it. I get the joke. It's because his name is Incompetency. One host of the Social Links podcast.
Do you guys know how in P3 how the Fat Gourmet King, like that, I don't know why I added fat in front of that. The Gourmet King, you know how he like has that like rank where like it forcibly reverses?
Yeah. Is this that rank?
This is that episode.
This
It's
is-
forcibly gonna be. This is the force of reverse.
This is
Okay.
the reverse rank?
This is the reverse rank, and next rank we're gonna save it. What's gonna happen?
How are we gonna save it?
Oh, didn't I already say you were listening earlier, right?
Yeah.
Next one's gonna be on Oblivion, baby. Next up, we're gonna make a video.
That's
on
how we're
Oblivion.
gonna fix the rank? We're gonna make a whole episode on Oblivion?
Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
No,
Alright,
that
come on, face,
that's
that's a
not
good
what
idea.
you were referring to.
What do you think I was referring to, Screen?
We're gonna fuck Todd Howard's wife.
Feeling more pressure what appears in the media. Better stop treating it small or medium. I'm extra large, big ticket, premium. Bound that tongue, you believe in me. Yeah, I'ma lay it down, grabbing that crown. Laying dollars on the ground, gonna double up now. 65 to 4 and 3, 2, one more time. Heavy punchline about to prove. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. Clear your heads now, watch a peek. pass the power.